How does that feel when you, I guess, reach a peak and then there's a dip and maybe it dips for a while? Or, I mean, and your guys' dip is still big compared to most, artists and musicians, but when you've been to a mountaintop and you've hit this success of number ones and sold out arenas, and then, oh, radio stations don't care as much, or it's not as high on the charts, or we're making less money, or fans are not as connected. How does that make you feel emotionally or mentally when that dip happens?
I think the dip feels like you're jumping off a cliff. Like it feels so much more in that moment. Like you just see when we were there, like at that place. And to your point, absolutely. Like we realize now that like that dip is not as great as we thought it was. And
right. But it feels like you can't control it, right?
It's also like, is this it? Are we done? Like, okay, do we need to like start? Yeah. And I think what it really did for us stepping away from it was realizing like, okay, well, do you love this that much that you're going to be willing to just not start over, but start where you're at and figure out what that looks like? And I think there was a season when like, I think like every young person, I can speak to this, and I'm sure anyone that loved music, you go through a season where you're like obsessed with certain artists, and then you go like, that's not cool. That's I don't like that anymore. Right, and you go and figure out what you like, and then you go, actually no, what you may have laughed at me for what I liked when I was younger, I'm proud of that. And that actually was a defining artist or band or boy band, whatever it is to you in your life. And to see now like all those people run back, it was like, great. The door's always been open. And I think what cool. we learned about ourselves back then was that it was, we needed to step away from the band to be able to like focus on family and focus on figuring out what we were. I think we were starting to kind of recycle material creatively, and it started to feel like we were coasting. I think we got comfortable too, like musically and creatively.
Well, it's that thing too where you start to like create alternate realities to not address the elephant in the room.
And what was the elephant?
And the elephant was that it wasn't that we were taking control artistically and just doing it ourselves. It's that we weren't confident that people that we wanted to work with would work with us. And when we finally just said that out loud, that, we were basically stunting our own growth because we were afraid of rejection. It was a big reality check and an important one.
Rejection from who though? Was it
producers and songwriters who we were, again, the alternate reality was, we don't want to work with them. It's like, no,
but you were afraid they didn't want to work with
exactly.
you.
Correct.
Interesting.
And when we burst that bubble, and
what was that fear though? Was it afraid that like, oh, they didn't take you as a serious artist, or like a
misconceptions? And I think personally, like that was my thought would be like misconceptions of just like some of the past choices of like even working with Disney, like that's all of this is, and it's like, no, we wrote all of this music before we ever teamed up with Disney, and thank God we had them, and they helped surge and gave us a platform for our audience to hear the music we created, and the music that Nick wrote in the basement of our Little Falls house in New Jersey when we were in between labels when we were dropped. Like that is the album that we called Jonas Brothers because that's the album. That was his 18 years, or how old are you, 15 at that point? 15 years of that first album. You know what I mean? Like we had an album before that, but that really wasn't us. It was this one, right? That's why it's called Jonas Brothers. And we found our sound, we found who we are, and we found our voice. I think, but success has changed for me. And I think having my family be able to attend shows, which I never thought was going to happen when we had that dip.
Your kids?
My children, yeah, because we broke up when they just about to have our first. Like, I never thought they'd experience the Jonas Brothers.
What is that like, having your kids show up and
It's the greatest experience, having my wife, Danielle, and my support there, and that feeling is unmatched. But then having my two girls come to shows and bring their friends and be, like, proud.
Wow.
And, like, be excited and, like, be singing. When we did this thing on Broadway and they're on, like, on the balcony and, like, they're, like, jumping around singing a song. Like, it's unimaginably, like, nothing else matters. It's like, cool, did it. Great.
Because you're a teenager when you started, and now it's like, they're almost, your daughter's almost a teenager. Yeah. That it's like, the emotion behind that must be surreal.
And we're still doing it, Like now the requests come in though. So now it's like MetLife is like, Dad, I need a box for all my friends to come. I'm like, okay.
That's amazing.
It's becoming very expensive.
Yeah, right. Wow, this is fascinating. Something else that I think you mentioned, Joe, earlier in the interview was about how, and you kind of just said this, how you wrote the songs, or you kind of led. You were a natural born leader. I think that's what you said about Nick. What was that like as you guys, as the older brothers? I guess
I think we needed it.
Allowing him to lead, or allowing him to kind of like.
I think we needed it. We obviously all worked together, but I think we needed it because at that point we're a little older, and we're like, oh, we just want to hang out with these two girls that we just met.
Right.
And then Nick's writing this incredible music, and we come back and hear it, and we're like, oh, okay, that's great too.
I think there's pros and cons.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think it took us a while to also like have mutual respect for like what we bring to the table. You know, that's three of us, and I think like
because he's like the younger brother too.
The younger brother. So I think I was envious probably with his natural talent too. I was just like, like it's a bit unfair, and I think also that's at the time, and I think also like naturally people like he was an old soul, so he's like kicking it with like 50-year-old dudes writing music, and I'm like, and then. Also at the time, I think because we were like, to his point, being like, we're older and we just want to like, I want to go on a date or something, or I want to go just have a night off. Nick's like, why do you not want to be in the studio right now? And so it's like.
And how old were you at this time?
Like 15 or 16.
Crazy.
And by the way, just like.
I'm 20.
Wow.
So,
you know what I mean? So
to that point, I think like
I was motivated by different things at that time.
Yeah.
That eventually
the girls didn't kick in yet, right? It's like,
exactly. I'm like, you just wait, kid.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's like one of those things where over years and years later, like, and it really happened, I think, during the breakup where like we all had to go figure out creatively like what we can do on our own.
How long was that breakup again?
About 6 years or so.
6 years, yeah.
And we call it a breakup, but like we had no intent to get back together. That was not like,
we're done.
I think it was just like there was too much under the rug to like to roll up and say, okay, well, we're gonna address all these things that were problematic, and also things were good. Like without being long-winded, I think it was a little bit challenging at times, and I feel like we had to trust each other a bit more with being like, actually, you are good in this band, you are talented, and all of us, and for different reasons. Like I shouldn't maybe just be the person in the, like for me, I was like the audience thinks you're a frontman. That doesn't, there was never a choice for that. So it's like, we can all share the spotlight, and we could all share the studio, and we could all share songwriting. We could all share money.
Right.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it really was like we could share this experience together and all fronts, and we had to figure that out. Took a while.
How long did it take you? I mean, I watched the documentary, it came out a few years ago, but for those who didn't watch it, what was the core issue that you needed to resolve as a unit, as a family, to be able to come back together and let go of either the envy or the jealousy or the whatever was swept under the rug that wasn't talked about? What was the core issue that you guys needed to mend, and how did you mend it?
I think a lot of people assumed that we had our shit together and we would talk about certain things. And I think there's a aspect where I think this goes for a lot of people in the industry. It's like, we're all just trying to figure it out as we go. And especially when you're that young, you say something and it's in print. Back then we had printed things.
Yeah.
And people would just think that's like, you go by that word. But it's like, well, we're also like 17, 16 years old. We're figuring out who we are.
Yeah.
And so I think like what we needed to, there's a lot of things we probably needed to have real tough conversations about. But it, like primarily as a core of like a band, I think it was the dynamics of how we need to open the door a bit more for other creatives to be a part of this project.
Not just you guys.
Not just us.
And allow others to have input.
And I watched that happen a lot, like for sure, when we came back afterwards, and seeing all the work that Joe had done independently with his, solo music with DNCE, and all the writers and the songwriters that he worked with, Nick in the same capacity, and then getting together in our first writing camp with the three of us coming back into the music scene as a unit, but having multiple rooms going with the people that they all loved working with, and bouncing from room to room and doing it unlike I've ever done it, was so cool to see, because there was no like, we have to be in this room, we're all writing together, and this is the idea, and it's like, cool, I'm gonna start this idea, I'm gonna, Kevin, you jump in here with them, see what happens, and like,
it became so much more like it was free. And because of that, I think became authentic. And I think that deciding to understand that there are three very independent and very different people, even though we're brothers, is important. And also forgiveness for things that like we were just trying to learn who we were.
Right.
Or are.
Yeah. We're still trying to figure it out,
Yeah,
I guess.
still trying to figure it
I'm
out.
still figuring it out. It sounds like you guys were trying to do all the work yourselves early on, or it was like having the pride of like, I want to write the songs or whoever it is. And you were resistant to allowing outside support, or you were afraid of them rejecting you, I guess. And now you're about collaboration. Let's just find the best people that can help us make great art, is what I'm hearing you say.
Totally.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel now that's more collaborative, not just within you guys, but with others you respect as well?
I think that we had a real chip on our shoulder in our youth and early days of the band, where we were really,
Trying to prove
ourselves.
Yeah.
And we'd see a lot of young acts come up around our same age and see these guys be like, just handed. And we got so mad. They'd be like, we were like, you didn't pay any dues. Like that was kind of our attitude, because we were a touring band for years
We were
before we
grinding.
even had somebody pay attention to us. So sorry to interrupt. but
because
that's
they
kinda-
were just like given a song by a great artist and they
Well, yeah.
sang it.
It was just like, yeah, we felt like, wait, we're over here playing our instruments and loading in our gear. And this young hotshot kid comes out of nowhere and steals our audience. That's how we thought, which was
Interesting.
obviously like, nobody has the control of the music industry. Like we, it's like not one sole artist that doesn't go like, we live 2025. It's this it's their year. Like I kind of always get annoyed when I read like, you can bleep my name out, but like I don't care. But Rolling Stone's like top songs of the year, our favorite songs of the year. I'm always like, so subjective because this is like everybody can
Right.
share this. So
I think we also made a lot of decisions in fear. Fear that everything was going to fall apart.
Yes.
Everything was going to disappear. That one wrong move, nothing was going to be good anymore. So when you have that as your first hurdle to get over before you make all the decisions, you're going to fall down pretty hard.
Yeah, interesting. Do you guys feel like you can make art and you can be successful and other people can be successful at the same time and hit the charts and tour out and sell out? Like, do you believe in having abundance for all artists, or what's your thoughts on abundance?
I think that there are certain artists who look at this music industry as something that can be dominated and you can win it.
Interesting.
And I think that is completely insane. And it's mean. It causes people to do things behind the scenes that are unfair to other artists who are trying to find their way. And I think that the business is just kind of set up to allow it. And I know firsthand how difficult it is to get anything made, to see an anomaly happen, and how many people are often overlooked and
Who are really talented. Yeah.
and don't get that shot. And it's because there are people trying to win the game, and it's like it's just not fair. It's not kind. And I love seeing people succeed. And I love hearing music that can inspire me or touch someone else's life. The magic of that is real. So I think abundance gets a big cosign from me. I think everyone should win. And
I think
It's good.
and if to Joe's point about a sort of top song list,
I'm sorry, I think it was best.
Best
Not
song.
favorite.
Best. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
something like that.
but-
Favorite's different, but best
yeah.
is.
but if you want to talk about best songs, look at all the music Lin-Manuel did for Moana. Like, as a father,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
biggest learning
Amazing.
has been I'm tapping back into, the brilliance of Disney cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And some of those songs in those movies are absolutely incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be on that list because it's not some indie act from wherever.
Right.
Give me a break. There's
Yeah.
some brilliant musical stuff happening. And our dad was always, very wise in that he would play us a bunch of different styles of music genres and different eras and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, the odd thing would get played that one of us would be like, oh, I don't like this. And he's like, well, they did something right. So listen.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it gave us a far more dynamic sort of view of, especially in pop music, you know, what one could consider isn't like great or excellent. A lot of people in the world
Love it. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than hearing a song and being like, damn, I wish I wrote that song.
Right?
Like, because it's just like, it's inspiring to hear great and hearing like just
What's that one song for you?
Wish you wrote.
It was for me. It was "Yellow" by Coldplay.
My gosh.
Like when I heard that song for the first time ever, I was just like,
It's a good one. But what about like in the last 5 years? 10 years?
last 5 years, 10 years. Come Back to Me, Joe.
I never wrote a song called Come Back.
No, he's saying, come back.
This is the one thing I'm not good at, is naming songs. I don't know why. I've never been good at it.
It's interesting. You can't do it.
I can't do it.
And they do. They put me on the spot all the
You could
time.
sing
That's
the
not
song, but you
why.
can't
That's
name
not why
it.
I did it.
No.
Mine is
What's yours?
"Attention" by Charlie Puth. If we had come out with that song, that would have been a #1 record for us.
You guys would've-
It's such a great song.
That's a great song.
Yeah, I'm like so jealous. I'm like,
When did he write that song? About 5 years, 6 years ago?
It was like 10 years ago. I
10 years
think.
ago? God, that was a hit.
Hit
It
smash.
was massive. It was incredible. It's so catchy.
And he. So at that time I was.
Okay, now I'm back.
Yeah, I was doing some solo music and every now and again a song would get to me that he had written
Did that get to
to
you?
potentially cut, and that one didn't.
Oh,
Obviously,
you're like,
it's-
dang it.
But yeah, Charlie.
He's like,
kept
I'm
that-
keeping this
he
one.
kept that
I'm
one.
keeping this one for me. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy this and you want more inspirational content, make sure to click the subscribe button below and click right here to watch what's coming next.